The air in Rosie's diner carried the rich aroma of fresh coffee, mingling with the soft clinking of silverware, a familiar soundtrack to the quiet lulls between conversations. Emma had worked there for 5 years, long enough to know every regular by name and remember exactly how Mr. Thompson liked his eggs. Over easy, with just a dash of pepper. She wasn't just a waitress. She was part of the place, a warm presence, a good listener, the kind of person who made the diner feel like home. But life hadn't been kind lately. Her mother's medical bills were piling up, her little brother was drowning in college applications, and no matter how many extra shifts she picked up, it never seemed to be enough. Still, every day, she tied on her apron and smiled. Kindness doesn't cost a thing, she reminded herself. That afternoon, the bell above the door chimed softly as a man stepped inside. His coat was frayed at the cuffs, his shoes worn thin. He kept his eyes down as he shuffled to the counter, as if hoping to go unnoticed. "Coffee?" Emma asked, her voice gentle, her smile effortless. The man nodded, fingers trembling as he fished out a few coins, nowhere near enough for even the smallest cup. From across the diner, Mr. Carter, the manager, narrowed his eyes. "If he can't pay, he can't stay," he muttered under his breath. Emma hesitated, but only for a second. She poured a fresh cup and slid it toward the man. "It's on me," she whispered. His eyes widened, surprise melting into something deeper, gratitude. He cradled the cup between his hands like it was the first warmth he'd felt in days. "Thank you," he murmured, his voice barely audible. But Mr. Carter had seen everything. His face darkened as the man left, pausing once more to thank Emma before stepping back into the cold. The manager stormed over. "You can't just give away food," he snapped. "That's stealing from the diner." Emma held his gaze, her voice steady. It was just a cup of coffee. He needed it. "That's not your call," Mr. Carter barked. "You're fired." The diner fell silent. Cooks peered out from the kitchen. Customers froze, forks suspended midair. Emma's heart raced, but she didn't flinch. Slowly, she untied her apron, set it on the counter, and took a deep breath. "I hope one day you understand," she said quietly. "Kindness is worth more than a few extra dollars." With that, she walked out, head held high. The next day, something unbelievable happened. A sleek black car pulled up outside Rosie's diner. The door swung open, and in walked the same scruffy man from the day before. Only now, he looked nothing like the downtrodden stranger who had shuffled in for coffee. His tattered coat had been replaced with sharp-tailored suit, his unkempt hair neatly combed, his posture radiating quiet authority. Mr. Carter stood frozen, his mouth slightly agape. The man wasn't homeless. He was James Whitmore, the CEO of a national restaurant chain that owned Rosie's Diner. He had gone undercover to observe how his employees treated people, not just paying customers, but everyone. And Emma? She had passed his test in the most beautiful way possible. When they found her at home, still processing the shock of losing her job, James didn't just offer a position back. He offered her a promotion. More than that, he promised to cover her mother's medical bills and set up a scholarship fund for her little brother. "You didn't just serve coffee," he told her, his voice thick with admiration. "You served humanity." Emma, overwhelmed, could barely whisper her thanks. But James shook his head. "No, thank you," he said, "for reminding me what real service looks like." The story spread like wildfire. Rosie's Diner became more than just a place to eat. It became a symbol of kindness. And Emma's simple act, that single cup of coffee, didn't just change her life. It inspired everyone who heard it. Because sometimes the smallest gestures leave the biggest impact. And kindness, it always finds its way back. If you believe in the power of humanity, drop a red heart in the comments. Let's spread this message together. If this story moved you, subscribe for more heartwarming tales that remind us of the power of compassion.